All right, microphone check, test. Well, that was weird. Don't know why that happened. Okay, let's see if you got audio. Yeah, you got audio. Hello, my one viewer, and welcome. So this is a common mistake. I don't care how long you've been mixing for. We all make mistakes. So let's get into it. Let's see here. We've got the other night. So it was last night, and I was extremely tired. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. So last night I came in here and I soloed out the bass, and I soloed out the drums for a song, for a remix that I'm working on for somebody. I can't name at this moment, but if you happen to be watching, who you are. So let's see here. So what I did was I came into the kick group and I put an instance of span and I routed it to export number one. The color is red. And I came in here to the phase plant little bass patch, courtesy of Kill the Noise, of course. It's a really cool bass patch. Anyhow, and I exported that to 2 color white. And what I had done here was I imported color red, and so I level matched, and check this out. I'm going to show you what the mistake was. So if you look at this here, okay, so this sucks. So I don't think this is gonna work out. This example. Basically, what I'm getting at is I level matched, and then I fell asleep because I was exhausted. I level matched the kick and the bass by. Let me just get to the point. By coming here to the kick itself, shaping it. You know, this is a strange kick, but for the bass it works. Shaping it, and then adjusting the gain on the EQ in front of this instance of span, which routed out to this input of span. Okay. And what I should have done was routed both of these out to the master. And you'll see here in a minute if we open this up, and we'll play both of them together here. Here, let me change some settings real quick. Field display. Okay, let me make sure you guys can hear this. Okay, so you can't hear this. So let me get you the audio that you need. Let's try this one more time. All right, so what you'll notice here in span is a little bit of a discrepancy. Now, obviously, in the other view, I showed you the kick and the bass were sitting similar in height. And let me go back over here. Like I said, the mistake was that I had come here to the kick, and I adjusted the EQ into span, okay, which routed its information into the receiving span on this side. Now, obviously, the kick is a little bit too loud, even here, but it's close. So let me fix it here, and I'll show you what the actual problem is. Let's say, okay, let's keep this instance open real quick. We'll do this. That's close enough. So you'll see it's peaking up about, I don't know, 1.5 decibel above the bass. But if we come over here into the master channel, and this might just make a fool of me, we'll notice something different. So 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and yes, I'm using my fingers. That's 8 decibels of difference. But in the other view, it looked like it was only 1 decibel of difference. And the mistake was that I routed into span, and then phase plant received the information, and it said, no, the levels are good. But what was interesting and why I thought of bringing this up is I kept thinking, why does this not sound right? Why does my kick sound too loud? Why do I got to shave off so much bottom end off this kick here? And which is what I had to do in order to make it sit okay. And then I realized, oh man, I am tired. I didn't route it right. Then I ended up going to bed. So I just thought it would be something cool to show, is if you're going to route to anything, any kind of visualizer or a spectrum analyzer, spectrograph, oscilloscope, route it to the master channel. And so now what I can do, which is cool, is I can actually lower the kick now and reintroduce some of that low frequency content that is so obviously missing. So let me just give you an example. Let me just go ahead and play this real quick. Let me take the solos off here, and I'll mute the vocals so that the artist isn't being heard. Let me turn off this mic for a second. show you what's going on here. If we use the gain here that goes into another instance of span that's over here on the bass bus, we are not hearing what's going on the master channel. Let me show you again. So this might work well, 12 dB going to that bass over there, but if you look at the master channel, look what happens. Well, it's not going to happen because I have a clipper and I have parallel compression happening on the actual drum group itself. So me cranking it up to 12 isn't really going to do much. Let's see here. You can see what happens. Now I can introduce some of that low frequency stuff that I lost because of my being overtired. Go ahead and grab this here. Put it on here. I hope you understand what I was trying to get at. You just got to pay attention. These accidents can happen to anybody being tired. And this bass is obviously too loud. So get this bass here under control. Let me squeeze this down just a little bit more here. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. That's as small as I can get it on this computer monitor. Move that over for a minute. Okay, this guy. Let's color this guy a different color too. Color that purple. Take a look at what's going on. What the fuck is going on here? Let me see here. Let's call this guy. Let's go. Take it off. So this is what sucks about Span Plus. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my version of live or my computer. I'm not sure. Is I got some crazy glitch that happens. That that if I don't export to 2, and we're going to call this one white. If I don't reintroduce a new instance of Span Plus, if I'm going to EQ a different bass sound, the actual side chaining function of it doesn't function. Still not functioning. That's weird. That is really fucking weird. Do you see that? There's no sound coming out. No sound coming out at all. Let me make sure I'm on the right channel. Yeah, I'm on the right channel. Interesting. I guess I'm gonna just have to use the gain before. So there we go. There we go. There's another lesson learned. Use the gain before the plugin. Let's go ahead and put this back up to 0, and then I'll bring the gain in before the plugin, and we'll take a look and see what happens. Do I got another instance on the master channel? Is that what's happening? Oh, that's weird. What's going on here? Okay, so everything should be good. Let's try this again now with the gain before the plugin. Really fucking weird. There we go. That's better. Anyways, there it is there. Lessons abounding today. Common mistakes that you can make when you're tired. I don't know. Since I'm here, might as well just mix the rest of the track. So I'm making all kinds of mistakes. We're going to keep the vocals off. We're going to bring this stuff in just ever so slightly. Let's see, where do we have the first section of music? Let's take a look and a listen. Mic check, test 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got audio over here. Let me turn up my mic just a little bit so you guys can hear me as loud as the music. And forgive the fan sound. I have a fan because I have a plant in here that is suffering, that needs to be kind of aerated. Got the first sound happening right here. Let's see what this sound is. So that sounds obviously too loud. We'll crank that down a little bit more. All right, let's crank this thing up. Whatever this thing is. Maybe that might not even work, but who knows? Let's see. Does that even work there? What am I doing? What am I thinking? Who knows? You never know what I was doing and thinking. These remixes. All right, let's grab a utility, put it in here, and let's do some EQing, which is essentially gain control, if you think about it. So we're going to do some gain control and some gain control. We'll put this at the end of the chain, maybe bring in an EQ3 just because I like the tonal character that it imparts. And I'll swap it on and off and see if I like the character. I like it. You might not be able to hear it, but I can hear it every time. And let's see what we got going on for frequency. Okay. So that should work. Maybe it's the width as well. So we'll put a mid-side mode. And then we always keep this at the end, or at least I do on my one viewer, because of DC offset. So in case shit starts getting weird with the timing, you can remedy that real quick like this. And then freeze and flatten and start again. All right, let's hear. What do we got going on here? Okay, so that's cranking into the clipper, causing some serious distortion. Let's see if we've got a clipper on this channel, on this key channel. What do we got? Frequency shifter, reverb, glue compressor. This kilohertz clipper. Let's see what we got going on with this ugly thing. Yeah, let's take that clipper off. Sure. And we'll just play with this output here. Let's go back over to this section now that I've changed the tonal balance here. That'll work. Let's see what the hell this is. That'll work. Alright, let's see what the fuck this is. I don't know what the hell this is. Ooh, there's some crazy, sounds like fucking pneumonia sound in there. I gotta get rid of that, that's for sure. Let's see. Let's see, what is that weird fucking pneumonia sound? Must be coming. Sounds like it's right down the middle. That's it right there. That'll work. All right, so let's see what the hell this sound is. Okay. What the hell? Is this a side chain? This should be in my drums. But it's not. So let's crank it and see what I get. Reference tools, utility, of course. And then once again, EQ and EQ. And we'll keep this guy off. Turn him back on and see for the character. I like it because it adds this mild dispersion, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I like that. Let's see what we got going on in the spectrum. Holy fuck, holy. Can't hear none of this. Probably sounds good right about there. So that's cool. Yeah, you can't hear none of that. None of that's necessary. So let's try this one more time, but in the mix. See, is there any side information? Solo this out and see if I got side information. If so, I'll maybe try putting it to the sides a little bit. Nothing. Maybe I'll put a delay on it and then give it some side information and see if I can put it to the sides. And once again, I'll keep the utility plugin as the last plugin in case I need to correct any kind of weird DC offset stuff. We'll do some crazy feedback all the way wet, and this is how I like to tune the sounds. kind of cool. I liked it like this better. Alright, let's see what the hell is this. Again. Okay. Maybe move that off to one side, I'm thinking. And maybe move this, whatever the hell this is, off to the opposite side. Let's see, what is this? Cool. That's a fucked up sound, but it's, oh, mid-side mode. Okay, weird. Maybe that's why it's so fucked up. Let's hear this again. All right, so let's try to split this off to the right to balance out these sounds here. Alright, that sounds cool. Let's hear it in mono, make sure nothing disappeared. So that's cool. So what I like about that is it opened up a lot of room for this bass. I got some things that are a little bit of a problem with this bass that I want to fix. Get rid of, well, we'll keep them for now. So let's see, is this bass like that bass? Okay, so these sounds combined, see what this sound is. Let's take it out of mono. Well, let's leave it in mono. So these sounds combined in mono, they're just a little bit too loud. And I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's this top one. Nope. This guy. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to group these guys together in their own separate group. I'm going to copy all this stuff here. Let's copy all this stuff. Group this. Yeah. Copy. Then I'll come down here to these guys. I'll group them, take them outside of the... I'll take this group outside. This group is bass is, and it's minus 10.5 decibels. So I'll take this outside of the group. Here we go. So this group is outside of the group now. I'm going to paste that rack minus this 10.5 dB. 10.5 dB. Oops. Minus 10.5. Which really just should be minus 10. Now I could take this all out, solo this out. I could slowly fade this in now is what I'm saying. Here, let's do this. Do all white. Bam. Everything white. So let's slowly fade this in. So that first sound I hear is good. Let's find out what that first sound is. So that sounds cool. This bottom sound, the block, is what I hear. So let me start raising the other sound. Okay, so why can't I hear that? Interesting. So that's why. So let me control Z all this shit. There we go. So I'm going to lower this one. I'm just going to lower this guy. I'm going to lower all this stuff. And I'm going to raise this up to 0. So there's some ugliness in this that I need to fix. I don't know if an EQ is going to fix it. Maybe I'll just put some saturation on it and then EQ. We'll add to some frequencies that are in there already. I don't know, swap through the different types of curves here. This sounds good. Now it's all lopsided. Now it hurts my ear. I'm on the right side, so this is some fucked up shit going on here. Get this dialed in. Sounds better. That sounds good. So that sounds good right there. I like it. I'll dig it. I'll take it. Obviously, that's too loud, this bass part. So that's kind of fucking weird. I just EQ'd it. So let's see here. Let's see what's going on. That's what it is. It's this fucking clipper again. This stupid kilohertz clipper. Okay, what is that? Where's that noise coming from? That noise is way too low. Cool, I dig it. So let me group this. This will be colored, I don't know. This color, funky green. We'll get all military with it. And let's see here. Let's loop this section. Let's do 4-bar loop action. And did I do my math? 4, 8, 8, 8. All right, let's try to dial this section in. Okay, that's the only part. We'll do it in mono first. I really like the stereo sound. It is got a really cool stereo sound to it. So I don't know what I did there, but I like it. Okay, so first of all, what I noticed, let's see. Let's take a look at this meter real fast. Okay, so that's part of the problem is this keys section is way too low. So this balance is all kinds of fucked up. So once again, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to group everything. We'll do that. I'll group it and I'll copy this, put it on this new military green group here, and take the group outside of the group. The group outside of the group. Let's see. And I will adjust the volume accordingly. All right, so let's see what I can come up with. Okay, so this is not going to fly. Let's do left, right. So this left one, this needs to come way the fuck down. wrong kick drum. That is the wrong kick drum. Let's put this. Maybe stretch this shit out. Maybe pitch it down right there even. So that kick drum works. That kick drum works with the other basses. So here's what I mean. So with these basses, it works, right? So it's like... So interestingly enough, this probably works better. It's a little bit longer. If you see the tail here of this kick and the beef of this kick, it's a little bit longer and a little bit beefier. So maybe I'll just put that kick right there. Just since there's no bass, then I'll change it if it becomes a problem later. I think that works pretty well. Yeah, that works. That works pretty good. Keep that. Oops. Keep that there. That. Bang, bang, boom, boom. Do this is the easiest way to do this I've found. Unless you want to get carpal tunnel, then that's fine. You can get carpal tunnel all you want. Enjoy it. Easiest way that I found is just use the keyboard and just duplicate them, and yeah, it keeps the. So I'm in the surgery room right now. So this is not. No, this is no longer. I'm not composing a song right now. So my one viewer who's watching, I'm actually mixing a song for someone else. So what I'm even going to do here is I'm going to just lower the pitch of this drum altogether. I'm just going to do this. Maybe even turn off this EQ. Let's see if that just does the job right here. That kind of works. I like it like this better. Let me just, for this particular section, and I'll color it white to indicate this is a different note. I'll color this military green again, since we're in war. Let's maybe color it a different kind of green. There we go. This yellowish green. Nah, no yellow. We don't want yellow. Let's do army olive. There we go. Army olive green. Tells me this is different. And I'm going to do this. Textures, take the flux down, the grain size all the way down, and I'm going to transpose it down 3 steps. And see what I get. Let's maybe go back to beats. See what that sounds like. Maybe even transpose it down even further, something crazy like 9. I'll just do some crazy shit right here. Let's see here. Maybe some crazy. Turn this into its own thing, and then basically just stretch the hell out of the sample. See how far I can stretch it. Just get it to sound insane. I like that. So I like that. I don't know, you might not be able to hear the difference, but that's why having a good mixing environment actually matters. So, and I realize that the difference is minimal, but these minimal little things are what make the difference in any kind of a mix, remix, or whatever. And see, when I froze it, you see that little thing that got added to it, right? So that's it. It's like a little bass line, sort of, but just right there in the kick. And I like it. And if I was to look at this from somebody else, like if they gave me a mix and they said, hey, can you remix my track? I would see this as a flaw. I would look at this as an error. But in this case, I actually want that to be there. Oops. There we go. I want that little flaw to be there, just in this section alone. And maybe even just amplify that flaw by doing something crazy like that. Maybe that might be really cool. Maybe take it back off of beats and put it back into textures and see what we get. Some crazy shit. So that's kind of cool. Let's see what this is. Ooh. Ooh, I like that thump of it. So it seems like it has more of an attack to it. Let's freeze and flatten this and see what it looks like. All right, let's consult. See, is there more of an attack there? Or is that just my imagination? We've got that one. Might just be me imagining it. Anytime I make a change. Let's see. A little bit more of an attack. Let's go ahead and normalize it. Why not? Ooh, let's do that. So let's have them alternate. I think that'll be cool. So I think that alternation is kind of neat. And so for this section alone, I'm going to put a clipper. Try this kilohertz one again. Let's try the razor clip. The razor clipper is pretty sick when it works. Let's just try it just for this section. Let's see here. Show automation. Turn it on right here so it's got some time. Just abruptly turn it off here. See if that works. Cool. Let's crank the gain because it has gain compensation on it already. And so that'll lower that first kick. Let's just keep these. I like these. These guys are pretty cool sounding. It's got a weird kind of tonality to it. Okay, so there needs to be some sub-frequency going on here. Something wrong. Something wrong with this section. Not sure what it is. I think it's sub-frequency content. Interesting. I'm not sure why I have it that way. Let's see here. Not sure what's going on. Take a look at the automation. Just delete that automation. We don't need any of that shit there. Okay, cool. All right, let's see here. I wonder what's going on. Let's get an instance of span again. My one viewer. And let's do, where's it at? Let's see. Let's call this, we'll export this to number 3. We'll call it orange. Okay. So let me come back into the master channel. Grab span. We're going to import. So number 2 is going to be nothing. Import. Uh-oh. I have to get rid of number 2 now. So that's what's kind of a bummer. And I forget how to do it. There's a way to do it another way. There's a way to do it, oops, where, interesting. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. Where's my other instance of span? There's a way to do this where span can actually take multiple inputs. I just forget how to do it, and I don't feel like redoing it. So let me go back to the master channel and see where that's coming from. Let's see. We've got this. We've got import from 2.27 vital stereo. Okay, so that's where it's coming from. Let's go up there. 2.7. Okay. Okay, cool. Just make sure 2.2. Just make sure. Let me get back on this master channel. Was it 2.27 or was it 2.7? Import from 2.27 vital, and it's white. 2.27 vital, and is it white? No, it's not white. We'll make it white though. Why not? Export to 2, and we'll make it orange. Or that peach color, whatever that color is. All right, let's go back onto this master channel, see if I got it figured out. Oh well, I guess it's just gonna have to be white. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, so I can't hear 30 hertz at all where I'm at. And it should be I'm gonna crank up around 60. I'll crank up that 60 area since I don't have any kick drum information going on down there anyways. Let's move this out of the way, and I wish there was a harmonic adder. Oh shit, actually. Harmonic adder. There we go. Right here. Throw this guy on here. Now that I think about it. And let's do. Okay. Let's see if I can add some harmonic content. Is this on the right patch? It is. Okay. Oh, that's why. Okay, so let's put that harmonic adder right there. So I had 2 instances of span on the same channel. That's why it wasn't working. All right. So that's not going to work. That's not going to work at all. That does not do the trick. What might work though is an EQ, of course, but I don't want to do that. I want to use a tool. Let's use Manta. Manta's pretty cool. Put Manta here. Holy shit, Manta's huge. Let's shrink Manta way down. There we kind of go. Shrink that way down. Vital instance. That vital open on my other monitor. All right, so we got Manta. Let's make sure it's on the right channel. Put it in front of span. And so we'll do harmonics of 30. So we'll go 60, 120, and then 180. Let's try that. Let's see if we can do that here. I think if you hold shift, so there's there we go. There's 60. Do 120. Oops. Can I type it in? No, I can't type it in. Randomize. Log MIDI unlearn. Enter value. Yes, there we go. 120 kilohertz. There we go. Enter value. 120. Fucking A. All right. So this one is gain set to 0. This one is gain set to 0. So 120, and then we'll do 180. Enter value here. Cool. Holy shit. Okay, well, that was kind of fucking weird. Let's close this out and open it back up, and let's see if it's not glitching anymore. Alrighty then. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I don't like it. Let's just try it. Turn it on. Oh, there we go. And then we've got in, we've got out, we've got gain, dry. Where's the dry wet here? Home main. All right, so I'm afraid to turn it on because I don't know which is the dry and which is the wet. Input gain to the wet signal. Output gain to the wet signal. Apply output gain to the dry signal. Output gain to the wet signal. Okay. Let's turn that one all the way down. Let's hear this real quick. So we got a serious problem here. Okay. Let me adjust some gains here. That's better. All right, that's better. Anyways, that's all. That's all I got. Starting to space out now, so I hope you learned something. If nothing at all, I hope you learned that nobody is perfect when it comes to any of this stuff. Use your ears, but use your brain too. I mean, don't just sit there and go, well, if I slap this plug-in on here, it's supposed to make it all better. For example, things like EQ or waves, EQ curves, real time, or whatever the fuck that is. So it's supposed to, right, balance out your mix. I think it's called. Let's see. Let's take a look at it real quick. I'm not going to show examples or anything like that. So waves, uh, EQ something. Oops. EQ. What is it called? It's curves. All right. So waves, real time curves. Um, all it does is make your other instrument sound dull. Like it's literally like as far well, maybe I don't know how to use it right, and that's probably all that's going on. But so far, all I've found is yeah, it brings out the part, the instrument that you want, like the vocal or whatever, but then it makes the other instrument sound dull. So I think I've got to work on the settings on that thing. But anyways, use your ears. That's the whole point. Just slap a plugin on. Slap a plugin on like waves. What was that? Curves, right? But then mess around with the settings, like tweak the settings, get them all crazy, if that makes sense. So if I was to slap this on, I don't know, something, put it right here. Uh-oh, computer's gonna glitch. Okay. So I had to slap it on here and they go, yeah, dude, I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna set the input to be whatever. Fucking that right there. Like, yeah, dude, but there's all these parameters here, right? There's different kind of filter types. There's got steep cuts, 72 decibels per octave, 24 decibels per octave, 48 decibels per octave. There's the frequency range in which it's responding. So this can all be adjusted. There's full range, snare, vocals, there's whatever. Look at that. There's multi-band, which is badass. I've never used this yet, and so maybe that's why I have a problem with it. Um, Gig. Oh wow. So yeah, so I've never used any of this stuff. I've just slapped it on, and when I slapped it on and messed with the knob, I was like, doesn't sound cool. It looks neat with all like the upside down resonant peaks and stuff, but it didn't sound cool. And what does this say? Is this an update or something? Why do I got a little red dot here? Update available. There we go. All right, well that's it for now. I'm out of here. while I update this thing.